Hello there, heroes. I'm the Orange Ranger, and I've got two Red Rangers to talk to you about today. This is another toy review, and as you can see right here, I have got the Lost Galaxy Red Ranger In Space Psycho Red Ranger 2-pack collection to review. This is the first 2-pack Lightning Collection set that I have gotten, and there's a very particular reason for that. Gamestop is currently having a sale on Power Rangers action figures, which is basically the Lightning Collection as far as their inventory, and those figures are on sale for about $19. The thing about that is that 2-pack collections like this one fall under the same price for some reason. I would totally expect that to go down to like $37.99 or somewhere in that neighborhood, but no, they priced it down to that same $19 price point, which is basically buy one get one free in this case. You may have seen my review of the Zeo Blue Ranger figure, and I mentioned that I got that figure for $19. I got this set, this 2 Ranger figure set here, for the same $19. So that is an incredible deal to skip, to the value portion of the video early, I guess. This is obviously an incredible value. But we're going to go over these figures here and just kind of showcase them. Show them off, really. I mean, Lightning Collection reviews at this point are practically just showing off how amazing these figures are. That starts with the box here. I like how much is on display. I don't really think, I'm kind of looking here, nothing is really hidden behind the box art, so to speak. Everything is visible. And you see Leo's human head up there, obviously, and the Psycho here is, he just has the one head. There's no human head included, even though there is an image, if you will, of a human form for the Psycho Rangers, but that is not included in this. You'll see, and I find this interesting here, Leo has a fire effect part for his Quasar Saber. The Psycho Ranger has a big sword here, but he has a hand that has effects on it. It is attached to the fingers. I'll show that better when I get the box open there. But everything looks great on the outside. The art, obviously, of these two goes all the way around. I find it interesting to give the Psycho Rangers the In Space logo. I know that's where they originated, but they were a really big part of Lost Galaxy's story too, and I almost kind of wish they had their own logo. Not just the Neji Ranger logo or whatever, but I mean like an actual Psycho Rangers logo. And then Leo obviously has the Lost Galaxy logo. Tilt that down to show you. And then the beautiful box art there. Come around to the back and we will try to recreate this. And it's interesting because the Quasar Saber is in both of his hands, or it's in one hand and the other hand is underneath the handle, We'll see how we can replicate that. The Psycho Ranger pose shouldn't be all that difficult. I like up at the top of the box, I've mentioned, I may have shown, even if I didn't mention it, the blue on top of the Zeo Ranger 3 blue box here. But as you can see here, there's the 2 different shades of red for these 2 Red Rangers. Again, in keeping with that theme, we have the lightning bolt here that has the Lost Galaxy red on one side and the Psycho kind of a crimson on the other side. What are these, instructions? Or warranty? It's a note from the Orange Psycho Ranger! No, it's just like copyright information, languages, warnings, etc. Okay, so I apologize for this. It's definitely a little bit lazy of me, but whether it's the slant of this counter or the figure's feet or whatever, I just cannot get this thing to stand up. I'm going to have to eventually to have it on display, but just, I'm going to try again. Like, seriously, is that a well-balanced figure? Like, look. His feet are flat on the ground, and he has to be leaning this far forward to stand up. Okay, think we've struck a little bit of a compromise here. I do think that this counter is slightly slanted. This was a homemade shelving unit from Lord knows when, So it's probably not level or even or anything. But I got a pose to work, so there we go. The Lost Galaxy Red Lightning Collection figure here is an interesting opportunity to talk about admiring the quality of the look of a figure without admiring it artistically, if you understand where I'm going. To put it rather bluntly, I am not a fan of the Lost Galaxy suits. They are known as the Charlie Brown suits for a good reason. I don't like the color balancing on them. I don't like that huge jagged stripe across the chest. So, you know, overall, I can't say I'm a fan of the way they look. That being said, they have done an excellent job of conveying that look onto the figure. The figure looks exactly the way it's supposed to. It's just that I don't like the way that it's supposed to look. The helmet is very well detailed. You've got the lining along the top there, the shimmery green eyes, the shimmery silver mouthpiece there. Again, not my favorite helmet, but it does look good. Similar to Zeo Ranger 3 Blue with the gold on the shoulders there, he has white on these joints in here that opens up as you open up his arms, so that's good. The paint pattern on the stupid jagged stripe there is on the top and the bottom, and it can get misaligned, so that's kind of a thing. It's sort of unavoidable. Nice V on the belt there. Something I did notice, it's slightly nitpicky, but it is something to point out here, just to turn him upside down here. The paint detailing on the foot stripes is a little sloppy. You see it's kind of round there and kind of jaggedy, and it gets sharp kind of on the back, and just, you know, yeah, not quite the best on either foot. That's an interesting thing. I wanted to point out the accessories separately, at least in this case, because they are beautiful. You are seeing this Quasar Saber, and it is just gorgeous. They got that separate color in the tip there inside the gold. The shimmery gold, the shimmery silver of the blade there. The inscription type thing on the blade. You can kind of see the V inside of that circle is ever so slightly sloppy as well, but I can hardly blame them. That is such tiny detail. On the backside here you have the lion. It's just, this is beautiful. It also comes with a smaller closed up mode, which is interesting because it gives you the choice of how to display the figure, but it's one of those cases where these two items can't be seen at the same time. So one of them is staying in the box. I've just always found that interesting as far as these figures, when it has kind of like the Blade Blaster for Mighty Morphin, you know, that you have in Blaster mode and Blade mode. Well, you're not going to see both, so one of those isn't even going to be out. But yeah, this is beautiful as well. Here's that flame effect that comes for the Quasar Saber, and unlike the effect that comes with Zeo Ranger 3 Blue, this just slips right on. It's very simple, and it looks excellent. Unlike Rocky's head with the Zeo Ranger 3 Blue figure, I think they absolutely nailed Leo here. This human head, especially turning it that way for some reason, like, that is perfect. That is 100%. They nailed this one. That is an excellent job. That's all I can say. It's just really, really good. But enough of the good guys. It's time to get Psycho! Psycho red figure, and this figure, I don't have nearly those objections that I had about the Lost Galaxy figure, how I don't like the look of those suits, even though they conveyed them well. This figure is gorgeous because the Psycho suits are incredible. Again, from the very first day that I saw the White Ranger from Mighty Morphin Lightning Collection figure at Power Morphicon, the main thing I keyed on was fabric detailing and just the leather detailing on the black there. And you got like some scratch detailing up top on the armor, just, and the molded detail there, and like every little rivet and like screw there is is represented. The N logo, which I don't think is ever explained as far as Power Rangers. You got leg armor there, just such a good looking figure. Interestingly, I don't know if any of the other figures necessarily have done this. I haven't really checked. This hand, this left hand on Psycho Red here turns in and out. I don't know what that's about, but that's interesting. As I said, this hand, and you see it there, has the effect part attached directly to the fingers, so that is an effect hand. Again, part of the magic of these figures, that hand will pop right off if you don't want to use it. Have him detach his hand, and then it's like going to be, I'm going to get you. I don't know what's up with me. Every so often, I have a bad dream. I know that I'm morphed, but it doesn't feel right, and I can't put my finger on why. Then I look down at myself and... No! But... yeah, with Psycho Red not coming with a human or humanoid head, I figured this would be kind of fun. You can still remove Psycho Red's head and have it as a helmet there. And just pop Leo's head on instead. And this weirdly looks like Psycho Red put on full body pajamas. So the only other accessory that Psycho Red comes with is this sword, but it is really beautiful. I love how you can see there that kind of almost like spray painted, that fading gradient from silver to black there, and the little twisted piece that goes around the handle. Just an excellent looking weapon, obviously. Alright, in terms of matching the posability on the box, I give the Psycho Red Ranger an A+, and I give the Lost Galaxy Red Ranger a D-. It is incredibly difficult to get him into that pose. I will say, I was mentioning, at least to myself, I don't know if I said it specifically out loud, that I wasn't sure if he'd be able to hold the sword in two hands. He is, the hilt, the handle, is longer than his hand. So the other hand is able to kind of grasp onto the bottom, and he can hold the sword with two hands, which I think is really neat. But yeah, he doesn't really match the pose on the box at all, because it's very difficult to get him to stand that way. Whereas Psycho Red, you see there, looks like a perfect match. Okay, I'm actually kind of afraid to move them from where they're sitting right now. They're in good poses, and it'll be very difficult to get them to stand again. So that is where I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up for the moment. So this is where we get to the recommendations, and this is a little bit trickier. I would say if you can get this set on sale at GameStop for $20 to go ahead, for, you know, $18.99 or whatever it is, to go ahead and do it, because Psycho Red over here is worth that price by himself. Lost Galaxy, that's going to depend on you. Lost Galaxy is not really one of my favorite seasons, and aesthetically, it's definitely pretty low on my list, so... that figure alone is not something that I was going to have to jump up and get, but to get this Psycho Red figure, let me put it this way, this set has made it more likely that I will pick up the Psycho Blue figure, because it's just an amazing looking figure, and it's just excellent quality. But to get, like, I'll say this, you know, getting the set at $19.99 is still a good value, you know, to consider that I spent about $10 on Leo over here. That's okay. That's, you know, a pretty good value, and I'm all right with that. So that's going to wrap this up. Thank you, heroes, so much as always for watching. Now that the video's done, you can let me know down in the comments below if you have these figures, what you think of these figures, if this review has made it more likely that you're going to grab these. Once again, remember that GameStop has these Lightning Collection figures. Certain ones, you have to check availability on this for $19, which is an excellent deal, especially if you can snag a 2-pack like this. So let me know what you think about all of that down in the comments below. While you're down there, make sure you smack that thumbs up button and let me know that you enjoyed this video. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel to see all of my videos. Ring the bell to get your notifications set up, because again, I do toy reviews kind of randomly, so You want your notifications set up so you can see when I post those. And if you're interested in supporting the channel financially so I can get more of these lovely toys to review, check me out on Patreon or Ko-fi. Folks, please make sure that you're staying inside unless you absolutely have to go out. Make sure you're staying safe. Make sure you're washing those hands. And until next time, heroes, may the power protect you.